Here we are at Matson Motor Works today. We're going to change oil in a 1973 VW Beetle. We're going to need a new gasket set with a strainer, an oil pan, and a 10 millimeter socket. There are 6 10 millimeter nuts that are holding the sump plate cover on. You see us taking those off now with the oil pan underneath of us. This particular sump cover does not have a center drain plug with a 21 millimeter nut. So you get a little messy here as you see oil spilling down, and you have to just gently loosen each of those 6 nuts. Don't take the plate cover all the way off, just let the oil drain. You see I didn't get one of them finger tight here, so I had to get everything messy again so that I could go in and loosen it up a bit. Just let the oil continue to drain. You'll see it's draining pretty regular here. And then go in and just continue to loosen them up. Take each of the 6 nuts off, and then you're getting the sump plate cover off. And here we go. We're going to work it down right now. Take the gaskets out with it. And just pull that sump plate cover down. And you want to get a rag out and you want to get ready to clean the sump plate cover. It's just greasy, grimy. It's got some sludge kind of at the bottom of it. Just want to clean it up real nice and neat. I'm going to be replacing it with one that will have a center drain plug. You want to pull the gasket and that filter strainer out we were talking about. And be careful, just kind of clean this up. Hold it carefully in your hand. It's easy to bend this screen. And there's the top gasket coming off. We'll make sure we put that back on. And then go ahead and take some carb cleaner and things and just really clean this up good. Blowing it out, cleaning it up. Since I didn't know the history of this car, I'm just demonstrating how to clean it. We do have another filter strainer. They were only $3. And I'm test fitting it now just to make sure that the filter strainer is not too tall. And it fits nice, goes over the studs. Each of them fits individually. So we're going to go ahead and take it back off. We're going to get ready and put the first gasket on. Make sure you put it over each of the studs. The nice thing is it's a tight fit, so it'll stay up on its own once you push it over each of the studs. See, I'm just using 2 fingers, pushing it up over the studs that way. Then we're going to get ready to take our filter strainer and we're going to push it up, and it also will stay. Most of the holes are fairly tight. We'll take our second gasket. You do need both gaskets. Some people want to forget. Make sure you put both gaskets on. Again, just pushing up around the 6 studs. Now we're going to take that sump plate cover, and your oil change kit will come with 6 small copper washers. They go on here, so it takes about 3 hands to put this up, or it'll feel like it does. But you want to put the sump plate cover up, get a 10 millimeter nut and one of those copper gaskets ready. And you're going to reach and hold it up with one hand. You're going to slide the other hand in, and you're going to start that copper washer and nut combination. You want to run it up tight, just finger tight. Don't use the socket on it. You want to make sure that all 6 copper washers and nuts get put on before you try tightening it down, because you can actually kind of bend and put a kind of a kink in the sump plate cover. It's really tough to get 1 or 2 of those nuts on if you don't just do them finger tight to where you can push up in the center of that sump plate cover. Here we are just tightening it down, going in a cross fashion, one side over to the other side, back to the other side. And in a little bit, we're going to get ready to tighten it up. And you'll see it only takes 10 foot-pounds of torque on it. So you're just going to kind of tighten it, crushing the copper gaskets. And you're just going to see, just take a couple of fingers and pull that ratchet to you a little bit. That's about 10 foot-pounds. Make sure you do that on all 6 of the 10 millimeter nuts. So there we are, just double checking torque again before we go up and get ready to put some oil in. You see, you'll squeeze out a little of that older oil, and that's okay. Now we'll go to the back of the car, lift the hood or the trunk, whatever you want to call it, and take the oil bath air cleaner off so you can easily get to this oil fill. Remember, counterclockwise, you're going to turn it to the left, back towards the back of the car. It is very tight, so reach in there with a rag, grab a hold of it, and twist it. You're going to take a funnel now, and I use 10W40 because I'm in a hotter climate. There's nothing wrong. You can use straight 30 weight oil. I actually run synthetic in all of my vehicles, including this one. Go ahead and use 4 quarts. Put the cap back on. Put the oil bath air cleaner back on. Hook up all the hoses to it. Just double checking the lid here. Peeking in, making sure the oil didn't run all over.